we did fire our entire sales team of 6 people. It was $300,000 to $400,000 a year that we were giving to other people for honestly sales that probably would have dropped in with a 15-minute phone call because they were warm, they were referrals, they were people who were already in our world, they were ex-clients who were coming back. Really easy kind of lay down sales. And when you're paying out $1,500 in commissions for sales that are that easy, you start to really question like, do we even need this person here? Or is there actually an easier way? We could have $300,000 or $400,000 extra in our pocket. My gut reaction was, I don't want to get on sales calls. I don't want to be doing that. I haven't done that in years. And actually it's been really nice and super fun and very easy because everyone's coming in super warm and they already know and want to buy.
Welcome to episode 111 of the Success School podcast. Today we're talking about, we fired our sales team of 6 and here's what we're doing now. Drama. Oh my God. We're going under the hood here, guys. We're going to tell you maybe some uncomfortable truths or some things that we wouldn't normally talk about.
We haven't spoken about this publicly at all yet. So very excited to talk about it and share with you guys the behind the scenes of the changes that not only we are making, but we're seeing a lot of the industry move towards, which is super exciting. Also want to point out we're on episode number 111.
Angel numbers.
Angel numbers. So for all my angel number babies out there,
sign up.
It's very, very lucky and very, very good juju that you're listening to this episode today.
Love that. So, personal update. I was on a call the other day with someone that wanted to join Success School. His name was Chris. And he said to me, "You're like the ads guy, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm the fucking ads guy." So,
you are the ads guy.
Ads guy. It's got some ads news, if that's okay with you, for my personal update.
We need to have like
news,
the segue? You know, like the news bulletin, like
yeah. TBC, can you guys add a news bulletin in, please? That would be appreciated. So, Meta's kind of going all out on the AI thing, okay? And they're essentially... So what these big tech companies do is they come up with announcements and they're usually very bullish. So they say their ads algorithm or their ads platform is going to be fully AI in the next 18 months. And what that means is essentially you upload a picture or an image of your product or service, and then they create an entire ads campaign for you in terms of creative, copy, targeting, everything. So you have zero control over what is going on. And they say that's going to be out in the next 18 months. I'm a little skeptical on that timeline. And what they're doing is they're saying that they can make micro adjustments and show a different ad to every single person in your audience, like a different variation of it. And that kind of gets me thinking, I'm like, they're just going to make ads for you on your behalf without you actually being able to see them. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. And like, you're not going to be able to see it. Is it going to be on brand, off brand? What the hell is the image going to be? What's the copy going to say? Like, there's so many, like, it might work for like small businesses, but like, imagine like Nike or Adidas or something. Yeah. Like, how's that going to work?
You have like real brand, like value.
Big stuff,
like, you guys can't you can't have the messaging off. You know, they spend millions of dollars getting their messaging right. That's crazy.
So they've kind of got these features now that are doing parts of that. So they're doing parts of that. It's all kind of optional at the moment. Obviously, I never use it because I'm a traditional marketer with Facebook ads, but they've got these little image enhancements and copy, and some of it's good, some of it's shit. But for me as a marketer to fully trust the AI in 18 months is a hard no for me.
But then, like, wouldn't it all just be the same? Like,
that's it. There's no differentiation on it.
What's the differentiation going to be?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think they're just saying 18 months to like pad out the investment figures and, you know, make themselves look good and, you know, increase their IPO and, you know, all the investment shit that they do. I think it's probably going to be 3 to 5 to maybe 10 years before that's even possible. They're saying 18 months. So the reason I'm actually bringing this up, I've had some people in accelerators like, is Tim going to update the modules as soon as this new thing is out? And I'm like, man, I don't think it is coming out anytime soon, but yes, I will.
Yeah, of course.
But like, it's all kind of like piss and vinegar at the moment.
Yeah.
Nothing too much has changed from what I've seen.
Pie in the sky. Well, thank you for the news bulletin update on Facebook ads, Meta Guy. You did that really well. So my personal update is about YouTube. We spoke a little bit about this in last week's episode, but YouTube is something that we have been very committed to. Actually, I'll tell you why we've been so committed to YouTube. When we were driving up to Broome, because we went on a little caravan holiday, when we were driving up to Broome, Tim and I, Tim really, it forced us into a commitment of doing a YouTube a week. Either one of us has to create the YouTubes. We need to post every single week for the next 12 months. Okay, so if you see us miss a YouTube week posting, it can't be about the podcast. It has to be like one of our how-to episodes.
Like a how-to, yeah.
If we miss, we have to do a 42-kilometer marathon. which I'm not doing. So just to be clear, would actually die. So now we're very committed to YouTube. Nothing like a 42-kilometer marathon to get you committed to something that you didn't really know that you wanted to do, but now you're doing it every week.
I'm glad we're doing it.
It's awesome. And it's actually been so much easier than I thought it was going to. It's funny how you make things hard in your head. Like you think it's going to be harder than it is, right? Been easy, been fun, enjoyed it. Results, phenomenal. Tell us about my personal update, but you tell me about the growth because you've been keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, the funny story with the YouTube thing is Steph's had nothing to do with it. She's just recorded videos and I'm very good posted at recording and done videos. Everything else.
Very good.
Steph's like, yeah, this YouTube thing's super easy because you're doing fucking 10% of it. Like I'm doing the rest. Like it ain't easy, guys. It's not easy, trust me. Like,
if you want more tips on YouTube,
yeah. Ask Steph. She has no idea what she's talking about, yeah. So YouTube starts small and everyone's like, oh, I'm only getting 10 views on my videos, but that expands and then you have a database and a library of stuff. And it just ends up in search results all the time, especially if you get the titles correct. So currently we're getting about 30,000 views a month on our YouTube channel, which, for some people that sounds fucking heaps, for some it doesn't. But this is like long views. This is not just like a 10-second reel. This is people watching for minutes at a time.
30,000 is huge. Just by I'm sorry about that's a lot of people. We had a room of 100 people a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
100 people is a fuckload of people, guys. Yeah. Like if you're getting 100 views in a reel, you should sit in a room with 100 people. It's a lot of people. I think like 30,000 people, that's like a stadium full of humans that are watching our stuff. Yeah. What?
So if you think about it, like if we do the math on it, it's like 52 videos, how-to videos in a year and in 12 months. Each video, let's say it gets a couple thousand views and then every month they all grow by like 100 views. Like at the end of the day, in 5-10 years, that's going to be millions of views just on like committing to one video a week. And that's how you become a YouTuber and you have endless demand forever. Yeah. And I think everyone they'd probably make it a little bit hard for themselves. We just kept it super simple with ours. We're just doing Google Docs, talking to camera. We've got 2 cameras. So the Loom like camera on the computer and then a side camera. We just talk shit for 10 minutes about one topic, post it, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Like that is it.
It is actually easy.
Yep.
Anyway, we're loving the YouTube journey, me especially, and so I thought I would share that with you guys.
Steph, do you want to tell us about what we're talking about today and let them know about our mastermind?
So guys, we did fire our entire sales team of 6 people. We're going to tell you why and what we did instead. But seeing as we have fired our entire sales team, I thought I should let you know about the Success School Mastermind because right now, the only way that you can get access to this mastermind is via application form and a call with either myself or Tim, all right? Because we want to personally vet every single person who comes into this program, make sure that they're a heck yes, make sure they're the right person to come into our incredible community. But the Success School Mastermind is a 12-month program that is built to scale you to $100,000 months and beyond. It is anchored around a 5-pillar system. So the 5 pillars are compound marketing for daily inbound leads, the scale system so you can automate and remove yourself from operations, sales machine for reliable revenue, paid ads advantage run by Tim Frey, the ads guy, Meta Lord, to scale 24/7, and the dream teams that you can hire smart and have better leadership in your business. This is for people who are in service-based businesses, coaches or consultants that are wanting to scale up from $5,000, $10,000 months all the way up to $100,000 months. It really doesn't matter how big your goal is or small. We would love to help you get there. It's the only coaching program in Australia that is the size that it is in terms of like the incredible community that we have, but you also actually get access to the real like coaches. We don't have other people filling in on 5 calls a week. It's myself and Tim. We jump in, we coach, we review your work, we do your lead magnet reviews, we review your sales pages, we give you personalized feedback, just like what you hear here. We're doing it for our clients hands-on every single day. We run 52 weeks a year. We freaking love it. We're really good at it. Our clients get insane results. Go check out our website, www.makemoreprofit.com/results to go and watch all the results that our clients get. It's absolutely insane. We're really proud of the work that we do. And we literally give you the SOPs and the systems to install into your business. So it's like plug and play. You don't have to think about it. You just get to do it. It's absolutely a no-brainer if you're wanting to grow and scale your business. If you want more information on it, you can go to makemoreprofit.com and check out the Success School Mastermind. And if you are interested in it, or if you listen to this podcast and you think, I really like them, I'd love to know some more, go check it out, submit an application form, and then myself or Tim will reach out probably quite quickly.
All right, guys, getting into our topic today. So we find our entire sales team. So that was appointment setters, so phone setters, DM setters, and actually closers. This sounds like a drastic move. We told a few people, there's a few gasps in the audience when we went through this in our event the other month. We've got kind of 6 reasons we'll go through. I'll go through 3. Steph will go through 3. But this was like more a culmination of things. This wasn't like we woke up one day and we're like, fuck everyone, we'll fire the sales team and that was it. And also like there was no offense to any of the people that were on our sales team. This was just a direction that we wanted to move in as a company. And this wasn't a personal decision or a vendetta against anyone else. This is just the direction that we at Success School wanted to take our business. So the first one is a sales team, in my opinion, makes you a lazy marketer. We stopped sharpening the sword. So what would happen, I'd wake up Monday morning, and this is just totally me, not Steph, and I'd be like, I'd put my fingers together and I'd be like, stretch over my head. I'd be like, yes, the sales team has got this. They're going to be following up leads. They're going to be chasing people. They're going to be doing calls. They're going to be making sales. Like, watch the money roll in, which they did. And then I kind of took my finger off the pulse and I took my foot off the gas in terms of organic marketing, ads, email, podcast, YouTube. I stopped trying because I didn't need to try because the sales team were just, getting heaps of juice out of it. But I'm a marketer. And you're a marketer, and having shit marketing as a marketer is not on. So it was kind of frustrating for me because it made me lazy. And I was like, I need to produce really good marketing because I'm a marketer, and that will get better results. And maybe we don't even need a sales team. So it was partly a challenge, and Steph was kind of like bit shitting herself on this decision here. It's worked out well, but anything to add on that?
Yeah, I think like when Tim first came to me, he was like, I think that we should just do better marketing. And I was like, absolutely not. This is crazy. We are not firing a sales team. This is wild. I've never not had a sales team. Like, so before we didn't have a sales team, it was me. And it was back when I was wearing all of the hats, and I would wear literally every hat under the sun. So coach, marketer, salesperson, everything, bookkeeper. And I did not feel comfortable. The 5 years now I've run a coaching business. I've always had a sales team. So this felt very uncomfortable for me to not have people in the support network to be able to make these sales. But you were right. And
nothing greater as a man.
And it's funny removing the sales team, having to get, Tim and I don't want to get on sales calls with the people who aren't going to be a fit. They're not the right fit for our program. They're not ready. They're not the right commitment level. They're not the right fit for the community. And so we have to get really good at marketing to attract the right fits so that we don't waste our time on sales calls with the wrong people, because we don't really want to take that many sales calls. And so it's forced us to get really good at marketing, and by getting better at marketing and improving our marketing skills, and not even just improving them, like, yes, we've sharpened the sword, but we just put more effort and focus into it. We've got better results and we've had more people sign up. So it's been pretty crazy. So you were right, like, even though it was scary. The number one reason that Tim gave me when we first looked at firing the sales team was the money. Tim's a very, I don't want to say the word tight. I'm going to say
frugal.
Frugal. It's funny. He's frugal in some regards and then totally not frugal in others. But when it comes to business and expenses, he is frugal. Like, you will go through our P&Ls and our bank accounts and our, like, line by line every couple of months and just clean everything out. And you were getting honestly frustrated by the amount that we were paying out every year. And, we're talking, it was a substantial amount. It was, $300,000 to $400,000 a year that we were giving to other people for, honestly, sales that probably would have dropped in with a 15-minute phone call, because they were warm, they were referrals, they were people who were already in our world, they were ex-clients who were coming back, really easy kind of lay down sales. And when you're paying out like $1,000 or $1,500 in commissions for sales that are that easy, you start to really question, like, do we even need this person here, or is there actually an easier way? Which is really where I think a bulk of the thought process for you came from for making this decision, was like, we could have $300,000 or $400,000 extra in our pocket. Maybe, is there a way that we can explore this? Can we just explore this as an option?
Test it.
What would it look like to not have this person there? And maybe, and my gut reaction was, I don't want to get on sales calls. I don't want to be doing that. I haven't done that in years. And actually, it's been really nice and super fun.
Yeah.
And very easy, because everyone's coming in super warm and they already know and want to buy.
The third point here is, Steph did kind of allude to it, but because we've been marketing hard for quite a while, people are coming in super warm. So I'm talking like, have listened to 100 episodes of the podcast, been following us for years. So, like, example, we fired the sales team. I took some sales calls, literally closed someone in 15 minutes while I was walking my dog,
Who was going crazy
at the time. So, like, you get to that level with your marketing. If your marketing is good and you are reaching a lot of people and, everything's going well with your marketing, you don't need to push that hard with sales. And for me, it was almost like a little bit frustrating. I'm like huge capitalist and tight ass and frugal and all the things, but calls were just really warm, and it felt unnecessary to have a 60-minute scale session, a DM setter that was setting them, or a phone setter that was setting them, then going through all the... It was just so many unnecessary steps where we could just simplify the entire process and just go from like application form to speaking to us, which we're going to go through the how after this as well.
One of the things that I think we really looked at when we made this decision was, what are we really good at from a marketing perspective, but also just like what do we get told that we're really good at that we're probably just not leveraging hard enough. This brings me to my next point, which is that we wanted to shift to focusing more on conversion events. So we love presenting information. We enjoy bringing people together online. We love the community aspect. We love the chats. We love everything getting going. It's super fun. And we love to share our wisdom, as of course, because we obviously do this podcast all the time. And so we wanted to move to monthly conversion events. So webinars, workshops, online challenges, and even in-person events. And just to see, can we sell direct off the back of that into our mastermind? Because we've never really done that before, because we've always sold directly into a sales call and then used the sales call to sell into the program. And so we tested it. We had a bit of success, which kind of was the final nail in the coffin for the sales team, because we realized that, you know, we actually can make money directly from pitching on webinar and event. And it's obvious, it's a skill and a sword that we've been sharpening for years. I've probably done over 100 presentations in the last 4 years where I've had to present or pitch something at the end. And so it's really natural and effortless for me to be able to do that now. And putting together masterclass and presentations doesn't take us that long anymore. And so that was kind of the final catalyst for us to go all in on this decision.
Yeah. Point 5 is the kind of business that Steph and I want to run is very low on team. In terms of having a team, we want it to be super lean, super like not annoying, and not like talking to us all the time and asking questions and all that type of stuff. That's just not the business that we want to run. So having an extra 6 bodies on the sales team to not having them is like a weight off the shoulders. Like, you have no idea. So not all of them, and like we had great people on the team, but salespeople can be very needy. So I'm talking like wanting to speak on the phone most of the day, lots of questions, lots of follow-up. It's just constant. Like, it's crazy. Like, managing a sales team, Steph did it. I didn't do it, thank fuck. Like, I'd rather fucking eat a bullet. Like, that's how shit this sounded. But you know, like, managing a team of salespeople is a fucking full-time job. Like, it's crazy. And we don't have the stones for it. And
because we had a commission-based environment, you know, you always had this in the back of your mind, like, you need to keep them fed. Like, we're the kind of people that want our team to thrive. Like, we're the kind of people we're like, and now that we have this incredible team that we currently have, we're always looking for ways to like get them more. And how do we optimize? Like, we want our team to be thriving. We want everyone to not just be fed, but like well fed. And when you work in a commission-based environment, you know, that's constantly on your mind. And so there's that weight that comes with trying to feed another 6 people and make sure that they're all getting enough leads and sales and the ads are working and blah, 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 which drives up the costs of the leads and the ads and the sales. And it all just kind of becomes this big angry machine that needs to be fed all of the time. And the only people who kind of were getting less fed was you and I.
Yeah,
and
rough.
It kind of just didn't make, it stopped making sense. I want to hit this really quickly, because while we made this decision for our business, it's not a decision I'd recommend for every. No. It's definitely not a decision I'd recommend for every business.
This is just our experience, guys, and we're talking from us. Like, don't change anything.
And we've been
us talking about
correct. Please don't. Yeah. Like, you really need to consider this for yourselves. You know, and this honestly took a lot of consideration for us as well. Like, this was not something that we jumped into willy-nilly. I think Tim would have probably.
Yeah, thank you.
But I didn't let him. So, you know, we deliberated over this, went backwards and forwards, and the what ifs and the ifs and what's this mean. But ultimately, the kind of business we want to run is lean, it's easy, it's simple, it's low effort. And we've earned that because we've worked really fucking hard for the last 10 years to grow businesses so that we get to this point.
The only other thing I'll say before we get into point 6 is we probably got into the like whole sales team and bro scaling and more salespeople because we were just taking advice from people whose business we didn't want to replicate, if we were really honest with ourselves. And, you know, like, on the other side of it, man, I can't even tell you how much relief I feel, you know, on a day-to-day basis. Like, it is crazy. Like, I don't get messages from nobody anymore. It's just like, it's sick.
It's so much lighter.
Yeah, it's so much lighter. Like, we're making more profit, more money, more sales, and it's lighter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We had our highest sales month and we had no sales team. It is genuinely mind-blowing. Again, not business advice, guys. We're just telling you what we're doing. It's definitely not necessarily the model that I'd recommend somebody run. You got to have the cojones.
Your marketing's got to be good.
Your marketing's got to be really fucking good. And you got to be really good at conversion events, and you got to dial a lot of stuff in to make it work. And this brings me to our final point, which is that we just shifted focus a little bit. The last couple of years, we've been pretty focused on marketing because we just love marketing, first of all, and sales because, again, the advice that we were given was that you kind of need to have a sales team. And so we took the advice and it worked. Like, it grew our business, I think, which is why we got quite attached to it. And so, our business grew and we thought, okay, this works. But then it became not fun and it became hard and it became exhausting. And we just kept questioning ourselves like, okay, if we just made the product even better. Like, the product was good, but if we just made it even better, if we just focused on all the places where clients might fall off, or all the places where maybe they might get, everyone in every coaching program or any container ever, there's a point where clients drop off, where they tap out, where they jump out, where, they lose momentum, whatever that is. If we could put things in place to stop that from happening, and we could keep a majority of our clients engaged, happy, coming to us when they're struggling, actually getting the support and getting the momentum, then they're going to get even better results. If they get even better results, one, they're going to stay, which is awesome, and our retention is super high. And two, they're going to refer their friends. And so what if, instead of focusing on getting the sales team up and running and fucking managing 6 people, why don't we just focus on making our product so fucking good that people just refer us? Because the referral sales are the easiest ones that we're ever going to get. And so we've shifted from focusing on sales to focusing on delivery, and we've changed so much about our program, and our clients love it and they can feel the difference. And lo and behold, you're getting more referrals. It's crazy.
So what we do now, guys, is we're going to switch gears a little bit. So we've had a big focus on making better content. We've switched heavily into the personal brand. In terms of ads, because we don't have mouths to feed, our ad spend has dropped, I can't even tell you, like, tremendously. We've gone from spending 20 grand a month to like 2 or 3 because we don't need to. So we have an audience, like a bigger audience now anyway. So 70,000 people, and then we're still emailing as well. But like, when we are making offers, we can make the best offer because we don't have to pay $2,500 in commission on the front end.
We have obviously now, like, people are still going to have questions and they still want to get on calls and still have conversations, and that's totally fine. But because Tim and I are now taking those calls, we heavily pre-qualify leads in an application process. So if you go to the Success School website, check out, if you're interested in joining Success School, go through the application process, you'll see we heavily pre-qualify leads. If you are not a fit for the program, we're just going to cancel the call or not book a call with you, and we'll let you know why. It's really simple. And so we've had to put that in place to make sure that we're not just getting on, conversations and sales calls willy-nilly with people who were never going to sign up in the first place.
So we personally text every lead within an hour and usually book the call on the same day. So most of the time, as soon as I get an application come in, I'll text them within 10 minutes, and then usually within 2 hours, I'll have them on the phone. So it's really fast speed to lead in terms of like a conversion on that. That's the key thing, is like, if you can get on lead in the first hour, you have like a 307% increase in conversions. I'm fast with that stuff, so I can do that. I think that's one of the main things to do.
We're only really taking about 3 to 5 calls a week, like between us, literally, with great fit prospects, which means that the conversion rate's like 100% because we're only getting on with people who are actually interested in signing up.
And then lastly, guys, on our application form, it says where they came from or where they heard about us. So a lot of the times it's like, hey, I was referred to you by X, or I heard about you in a group, or like they'll come in super warm, or hey, I listened to 100 episodes of the podcast. And then we can just send them an offer doc. We don't even need a call sometimes for people. So the process is usually they'll apply. I'll book them in for a time. I'll say, hey, here's the offer doc if you're ready to sign up. Some people do, or some people need a call as well. So kind of just saving our time a little bit there. And offer doc is essentially gives you start to finish of how it works to work with you. So like of your service, product, or offering. So it goes through every question, query, concern, FAQ, tells them the journey, tells them what's going to happen on day 1 to day 90, and just gives the person or the reader a full understanding of what you do and how it works.
And the price. Yep. So they come in super aware of exactly what we're getting into on this call, which is awesome. So we fired our sales team. You know now what we do instead. But what happened after we made the switch?
Yeah, we had our highest sales month in terms of people that signed up, which is incredible. And that was on the back of, obviously, we ran a conversion event as well. We had a lot of people in the pipeline warm, had a lot of people in the audience for a while, paid $0 in commission, and then we have total control over sales now. So also when you have a sales team, which I didn't speak about, sometimes you get some people that get put through because people want to eat and make money, and we don't have that kind of drama anymore. Like, everyone that comes through is personally vetted by us, so it lifts the quality of the community. Salespeople can tend to sneak some people through.
Yeah, because they just want to get paid, of course, which makes perfect sense. So I hope that answers some of your questions maybe that you had around, what it would look like. Again, this is not business advice. This is simply what we have decided to do. And it plays to our strengths. Like I said, we can do speed to lead. We have time up our sleeves. We're good at conversion events. Like we enjoy running them. It makes sense for us. We can market them. We can sell. We can run. We have a great offer that basically sells itself to a cold audience anyway. We get referrals. We have an awesome program. Our clients love us. So it all just kind of makes sense as an ecosystem to do this for us. I don't necessarily think it's the right move for every person, but for us, it made heaps of sense.
Which actually leads into our listener question. So this is from Jeff. He says, I hate doing sales calls. I want to switch to an offer doc. What are your thoughts? We have a lot of thoughts here, Jeff. I'll let Steph kick us off.
So many thoughts. I think everyone always wants the easy option.
Yeah.
Offer doc seems like an easy option. Oh, so someone inquires, I just send them the offer doc. They sign or they don't sign. Yeah, like in an ideal world, obviously, that would be amazing. Everyone would love to do that, especially when you're looking at high ticket. Like it's just not how it works. Like, you can do that. And we know people who do, but they have a lot of money behind them. So they don't care if they get the sale or if they don't get the sale. They're happy if someone signs up, but if they don't sign up, fucking whatever. So like, it doesn't matter. I think that the offer doc only really works to sell direct. So if you're selling on offer doc and you don't want to do sales calls and you're not doing anything else, you've really got to have a lot of demand. Like you've really got
a ton of demand.
A ton of demand. And the reason why you need a lot of demand is because you're going to get a lot of people who read it and don't buy. And unless you have some really good follow-up systems, some really good processes, whatever, you're gonna churn a lot in the back end of like missed opportunity because they just didn't get a chance to talk to you. And so you have to have a lot of demand so that you can spurn, like you can afford to spurn a lot of the leads. And so, if you're going to go all offer doc, you must have a lot of interest.
So the second point here is, it works really well when you lower the perceived risk for someone. So people generally aren't going to buy something high priced off an offer doc. So I'm talking probably post $2,000 without speaking to someone. So you've kind of got to have 30 days notice, refunds, and it's got to be a low weekly price. And by a low weekly price, I'm talking 100 to 250 is kind of the tops. So if you've got a 30-day notice, 30-day refund, and it's less than $250, and you've got high demand, and you're sort of partly famous in a niche, then I think it would work for you. But just being I got an offer doc because I hate sales calls is probably not the right way to go around it.
Yeah, if you got 1,000 followers and your email list is 150 people, you should not be doing an offer doc. No. There's just no way about it. If you have 50,000 people, your DMs are always flooding, everyone's always wanting to work with you, you've got no time, your calendar's always back to back with sales calls. Yeah, an offer doc probably is a good move to test for a little while, for sure. What comes next is that your offer doc actually needs to be good. So since we've implemented this, a couple of our clients have been interested and they've been using it in various ways, not necessarily just directly sell on, but to maybe send after a sales call. And we've seen some pretty awful offer docs so far.
Terrible.
Because people just don't understand the concept of an offer doc. So the concept of the offer doc is that it really needs to have every single answer to every single question that they may have, right? That's what the purpose of a sales call is because they have questions and you can answer their questions. And that's really ultimately what a sales call is there to do, okay? Your offer doc now needs to do the same. So it needs to answer not just every question they would have, what are the modules, what's included, how much does it cost, how does it work, it also needs to answer all their silent objections that they're probably going to have that they're not going to say to you out loud, will this work for me? Has it worked for other people in the same industry? I'm notorious at signing up to courses and then falling off track. Is there any accountability in place for that? You've really got to answer all those kind of silent objections as well. And so there is actually a bit of a structure that your offer doc needs to follow. It can't just be all fluff, we're going to do rah, rah, and here's all the inclusions. It really does need to follow a pretty set structure. So if you're planning to sell off offer doc, get it right.
All right, guys, you got some value from that episode. Hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're at. YouTube's our big one now. We're growing big time over there. And obviously, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that's great as well. Until next time, guys, that was fun.